Hi, I thought I would do a quick, probably won't be that quick because I can never shut up, review of the Clinique CC cream. Um, I know there's been like a lot of buzz about this, and I thought I'd just kind of give my 2 cents. um, yeah, so I mean, first of all, I'll just start off by saying that I think the name CC cream is just stupid and ridiculous, and the whole BB cream thing. It's kind of like mineral makeup was a couple of years ago. It's just all marketing really. It doesn't really say anything about a product to say that it is like to slap the name BB cream on it. I think they just kind of bought into the whole craze and they realized that people were really into the whole kind of Asian BB cream thing and they were trying them out. Most like BB creams that I've swatched or kind of tried out or had samples of have just been tinted moisturizers with a different name. But yeah, okay, so starting off, I guess, the coverage of this, I would say, is probably on the on the lighter side of medium, but it's not light coverage. It gives me more coverage than the Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer did, which I always use as kind of like a benchmark because compared to some tinted moisturizers, which are just basically like moisturizers with a tiny bit of tint in them, the Laura Mercier one, in contrast, is kind of it's a bit heavier. It is going to give you a bit of coverage. So yeah, it gives more coverage, and it's a different texture. Kind of, it reminds me of a lighter coverage version of MAC Studio Sculpt, which is a very sort of, it's very silicone-y. It's a gel. They call it like a gel foundation, and it does have a very gel-like smooth texture. And when you put it on, it kind of, I suppose, gives you a very kind of perfected poreless face, and it gives you this sort of almost like waxy glow. And that sounds disgusting, but it really is very flattering, and it gives you this very glowy face, but it doesn't look shiny. It just looks glowy and nice, and it gives your face this kind of distinctive look, and I really like that. So it's a very sort of gel-like perfected kind of texture, and it kind of almost feels like you're using like whatever is in it. I'm sure that there's silicone in it or something like that. I threw away the box which has all the ingredients on it, but it's kind of almost like a foundation mixed with a primer in a way, and I like that. Recently in Ireland, I keep saying this when I try and film videos, it's been really freaking hot, like so hot, like so sticky and sweaty and disgusting. And I'm not a big fan of the feel of like foundation on my skin anyway, but when it gets hot, nothing's gonna work. I'm just better off not wearing anything on my face or wearing like a powder foundation because I'm not gonna have a good time. I'm just not. So I did, when I bought this, it was really hot, like pushing like 27, almost 30 degrees in some parts of the country. It was a solid like 26 or 27 degrees the day I bought this, and the day after it was just as hot, and I tried it on. So it can, when it's very hot, if you live in a hot climate, although if you lived in a hot climate, you'd probably be used to it. We never get hot weather, and when it happens, we're like, oh God, I'm melting. But I just felt that because it gives a very glowy finish to the skin, it just kind of turned oily and basically ended up not melting off my face, but it just made my face feel very sticky. My face was sweating, it was kind of an oily mess, and it was just kind of gross. So I'd say it's probably one that's better if you like not to wear in the summer when it's very, very, very hot. And I'd say this is something I'll probably enjoy when it's coming more into winter because it feels very kind of moisturizing. Again, like Studio Sculpt feels. I know that Studio Sculpt has like shea butter in it and stuff like that. And I think this is like from the Moisture Surge line. So I presume it's got some sort of moisturizing properties in it. And it doesn't, if you've got dry skin, I think it'd be great. But my skin tends to be dry, kind of along here. And then I do kind of have an oily T-zone. Which at the beginning of the day can start out quite dry, but I always get kind of oily throughout my T-zone, or like I get a bit of a glow. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say about it really. Hope you enjoyed my crappy review. I don't think I had anything else to say. The The nice thing about this, I think you get 40 ml, which is nice, and it comes in a nice squeezy tube with a squeezy nozzle, which I love. So it's quite kind of easy to cart around with you if you want to fling it in your bag, or if you carry your makeup with you. It's not heavy. It's not something that's going to shatter, which I do like. And I guess, yeah, the only other thing I wanted to say is talk about how I apply it. There is the odd foundation in my collection that I actually like putting on with my hands, and this is one of them. I tend to like applying lighter coverage foundations and tinted moisturizers with my hands. I have no idea why. It's not a conscious thing. It tends to happen. I don't know. I feel like I almost get better control, or I'm going to get better coverage or something with my fingers, which probably isn't even true. It's probably a load of crap, but yeah, I like applying it with my fingers because I feel like I can really work it in, and it's just kind of easy because, to be honest, this kind of foundation is something like light coverage and liquid. It's the type of thing that I'd apply if I was just running out the door, for a bit of, to make myself look a little bit more human if my skin was looking a bit ashy or something like that. And I suppose like the whole concept of like a CC cream, it's supposed to be like a colour correcting cream. And I know that I read a couple of blog posts, went to a Clinique event, and they talked about how there's a violet pigment in this, which is supposed to combat dullness. To be honest, I haven't noticed much of a difference. It's nice. It looks nice on my skin. It doesn't make my skin look dull, but I don't find that it is particularly brightening. It does this weird thing, like you squeeze it out of the tube, and it's a kind of a, I suppose like for me, it's probably more pinky than I'd like. It's more of like it's more cool tone than I'd like. So you can't really tell, but yeah, it looks very kind of pinky. And then as you blend it out, you can sort of see that there's some sort of pigment thing going on. Like they're probably little, I don't know, whatever that violet pigment was that they were talking about. It kind of, I guess, like maybe little pigment thingies burst, and as you rub it in or something like that. But it ends up setting down to just a kind of a cool tone, kind of pinky porcelain colour. I am in the shade Very Light, which is actually, it is a very light colour, because I find that Clinique don't tend to do colours for people like me. They tend to do that whole mid-range thing, like not a lot of choice for people who are very fair or very dark. But this is a pretty good colour, and I think it would match a wide range of people who are fair. And I'm neutral skin tone, but on balance, I probably have a little bit more yellow, and I prefer, if I had to pick between a more yellow foundation or a more pinky foundation, I would definitely choose one that was kind of more yellow based, because I just feel it looks better on my skin, and I feel my face looks better when it is slightly more yellowy as opposed to pinky. So and I know a lot of people who have kind of yellow toned skin, think it makes them look sallow and stuff like that. I don't know, I like the way that it looks on my skin. I would subscribe to that whole Bobbie Brown thing of like, I prefer yellow tone foundation on me. So yeah, that's it for my rambly review. I'm gonna go try and edit this, which I'm not that great at, so I'll try and turn it into something that's less of a stream of consciousness ramble about a foundation. So I hope you liked this, found it helpful, enjoyed it, and I had fun. So yeah, so I'll see you soon. Bye. Thanks for watching.